Hey guys, Mr. Briggs here. I am back with creating my own lessons. I've figured it out. It was my microphone that I chose to use, so I won't be using that headset anymore, and I'll be back to using microphones I know that work. Um, Today's lesson is oops, extending our practice from multi-digit multiplication with whole numbers into word problems. So we're going to go straight into our problem set. So go ahead and pull your problem set out for lesson 9, and let's work on this together. There's going to be times where I set it up for you and you do the rest of the work, and there's going to be times where, oops, I'm trying to get all this stuff underneath my screen out of the way. Okay, let's get our names on this. Okay, and let's go ahead and read the directions together. It just says solve. Okay, great. Now it says an office space in New York City measures 48 feet by 56 feet. If it sells for $565 per square foot, what is the total cost of office space? So we first need to find out the square footage, which is we're going to multiply 48 by 56, and then we're going to be multiplying by 565. So let's go ahead, and I'm going to use standard algorithm, but if you need to use the area model to be successful, please use that. 8 times 6 is 48. 8 times 5 is 40, plus 4 more is 44. Now we're into the tens place, so 4 times 6 is 24. 4 times 5 is 20, plus 2 more. 8, 8, 6. 2,688 square feet. So I'm going to just do feet squared. And now I need to multiply that, 2,688 feet squared, by $565. So we'll continue to do this one together. And then on the other ones, I'm going to stop at certain points to have you solve. Make sure that you're writing small enough to make sure that all your work can stay in this section. And remember, I'm just going to highlight. We're going to do ones times the top, tens times the top, and then hundreds times the top. So let's go ahead. We'll start with the ones. 5 times 8 is 40. 5 times 8 is 40 again, plus 4 more is 44. 5 times 6 is 30, plus 4 more is 34. 5 times 2 is 10, plus 3 more is 13. Now that we're into the tens place, we now need to represent that because it's not just a 6, it's 6 tens. 6 times 8 is 48. 6 times 8 is 48, plus 4 more is 52. It's a little sloppy with marker or this annotation tool. 6 times 6 is 36, plus 5 more is 41. 6 times 2 is 12, plus 4 more is 16. Now we're moving on to the hundreds place. And we're in the hundreds, so we're going to represent that with 2 zeros. 5 times 8 is 40. 5 times 8 is 40, plus 4 more is 44. 5 times 6 is 30, plus 4 more is 34. 5 times 2 is 10, plus 3 more is 13. Now we can stack and add these. And this is why I said make sure you give yourself enough room. 6, 7, 8, 7, 11. Should be 1,518,720. And I'm just going to go ahead and make this smaller real quick. I got to lock the back page so I can do this. Let's make this a little bit smaller. All right. So make sure those look like commas and not, whoopsie, what did I just do there? Make sure those look like commas and not decimals. And it's a statement, or I mean, it's a word problem, so we need to answer with a statement. Ooh, need to make that way smaller. I'm going to type my statement this time. And it says, what is the total cost of the office space? The total cost of the office space is 1,518,720. And if you don't use the symbol, you can do it like that. Let me make this smaller so it actually fits. Now, and if you didn't want to use the word, you could take out the dollars, right? And you could use the $sign. Notice the font that I'm using doesn't really look like commas, but those are actually commas. All right, let's move on to question 2. It looks like it's multi-step. There's an A and there's a B. So let's go ahead and read this story, the math story. Gemma and Leah are both jewelry makers. Gemma made 106 beaded necklaces, and Leah made 39 more necklaces than Gemma. Okay, so if we're looking for all of them, we're going to need to add those together, right? So we'll find out. Each necklace they make has 104 beads on it, exactly 104 beads on it. How many beads did both girls use all together while making their necklaces? Well, to find out how many, whoops, I don't want my typing tool. To find out how many they both girls used, first I need to figure out 106 plus 39 to figure out Leah's. 145. Well, that's how many Leah made. But we need to add that back to 106 to find out how many they made all together. And altogether, they made 251 necklaces. And each necklace has 104 beads. I want you to pause right here and finish this part of the word problem and resume me when you are complete with the solving of 251 times 104. If you need to use the area model to solve this, go for it. If you can do it standard algorithm, great. But remember, no matter what method you choose, it's a word problem. So flip that question to give me the answer in a statement. All right, I'll see you back when you got this section done. All right, welcome back. Please check your work. If you did the area model, you're looking to see if your partial products are the exact same as mine. And then you look for the overall product. If you're checking your standard algorithm, again, you also check your partial products. That's how I check your work, is I check your partial products compared to mine to see if it's a multiplication error. If you make the mistake up here, it's multiplication. If you make the mistake down here, it's an addition error. And then we need to put that statement together to answer the question. And the girls use 26,104 beads altogether. All right, well, let's go ahead and find out what the second part of this math word problem would like us to do. At a recent craft fair, Gemma sold each of her necklaces for $14. Leah sold each of her necklaces for $10 more, so $24. Who made more money at the craft fair, and then exactly how much more? Okay, so well, Gemma made 106 necklaces, and she multiplied that by 14. So I'm setting that up. Let me write this as Gemma. And then we have Leah, who, let's go back up, how many? She sold 39 more necklaces, and that was 145. And she sold them for $10 more. Well, automatically, I think we already know who's made more money. What the question is, how much more money? Because Leah sold them for $10 more each, and she also had sold more necklaces altogether, or made more necklaces. So we are going to assume that Leah is the one that made more money, but the question is also asking how much more. So we need to solve for Gemma, solve for Leah, and then subtract and find the difference. So I'm going to pause here. You're going to pause. You're going to finish this math, and you're going to come back and we're going to check it together. All right, I'm back. Please check your work. Check your partial products inside of your area models. If you chose area model, if you did standard algorithm, check your partial products. If you made a mistake in those highlighted areas, you made a multiplication mistake. If you made a mistake down here below with the top right, then that means you made an addition mistake. But we now know that Leah definitely made more money, but we don't know how much more. Well, let's take Leah's money, which was 3,480, and let's subtract it from 1,400. Let me not say it that way because I said it mathematically incorrect. We're going to subtract from 3,480 the 1,484 to get the difference of how much more Leah made. So we can't do that, so we need to regroup. 10 minus 4 is 6. We can't subtract 8 from 7, so we regroup. 17 minus 8 is 9. Again, need to regroup. 13 minus 4 is 9. 1,996. So now we need to put that into a statement. There's 2 questions, so we really need to answer 2 pieces in this sentence. Leah made more money. There's our first question. She made $1,996 more. And then to be a little bit more accurate, I'm going to just write more than Gemma. Let me move this up so you can actually read it. Perfect. All right, let's go ahead and move on to the second page and get working on these 2 problems. Last 2 problems, then we go to our exit ticket. So let's go ahead and read question 4 together. I'll help you set it up, and then you're going to solve it. All right, so a Hudson Valley farmer has 26 employees. He pays each employee $410 per week. After paying his workers for 1 week, the farmer had $162 left in his bank account. How much money did he have at first? So we kind of have to think backwards. So first we have to figure out how much money did he give to his farmers for his pay? Well, each farmer made $410. There was 26 farmers or 26 employees at the farm. So let's go ahead and set that up. When you get the product, when you get the answer to this, you need to add back the $162 to get how much he had at first. So pause me, solve for it, add back the $162, and then give me a statement for the question. All right, I'll see you back when you have those steps done. All right, welcome back. Let's check your work. Again, if you used area model, you're looking for the partial products, and then you're checking the overall product. If you did standard algorithm, again, you're checking those pieces as well. So after we did that, we added $162, and we were left with the farmer had $10,784 at first. All right, last question. Let's do it together. Again, well, I'm going to help you set it up, and then we can go ahead and see what we do. It looks like my book. Was there a 3rd page of problem set 9? Do I have the 3rd page? Let me check. Oh, we sure do. Okay, I thought this was the last page. How did I? Oh my goodness, Mr. Briggs. I just realized we skipped question 3. I was zoomed in too high and I didn't see what question we were on. All right, well, let's go back and do that one instead. My apologies. And after we do this, we can go into the exit ticket because we've already done a lot of work today. Peng bought 26 treadmills for a new fitness center at $1,334 each. Then she bought 19 stationary bikes for $749 each. How much did she spend on her new equipment? Write an expression and then solve. Ooh, so it wants us to write an expression first. So how do we visualize the math steps that we're going to do? Well, one, we're going to have to solve for the treadmill. So we're going to do 26 times 1,334. But then we're going to add that to the 19 stationary bikes that she bought for $749. So that's our expression. We're going to do treadmills plus, this is our treadmills, right? Plus our bikes. Okay. Well, let me set them up standard algorithm if you need to solve using the area model. And we're going to solve for both of those. And then as our expression showed us, we want to add it afterwards, right? So once you get these answers, go ahead and add them together. Go ahead and pause me, and then I'll be back, and we will do this. We'll go over the question together. All right. If we take a look at our math, we check our partial products and our overall products, right? Well, when we did that, we took these, oops, that's the wrong one, and we added them together, right? And when we did that, we got the overall answer of 48,915. You can see that I then answered the question with a statement. Okay, one more word problem, then we're out of here. Let's finish number 5 together, and then we'll be done. If you want to finish page 3, and there's a couple more word problems. I think there's only one word problem with 2 parts to it. And you submit that as an extra submission to your exit ticket area. I'll see that, and I'll be able to give you some Classcraft extra credit and some, well, I shouldn't say Classcraft extra credit, Classcraft, wow, I can't speak, Classcraft XP, and I'll also give you some math extra credit. So some extra points on your math. All right, so let's read about Francis on question 5. Francis is sewing a border around 2 rectangular tablecloths that measure 9 feet by 6 feet long. So there's 2 of those, okay. If it takes her 3 minutes to sew on a 1-inch border, how many minutes will it take her to complete her sewing project? Write an expression and then solve. All right, so this word problem is loaded. This one's we might want to do together. So let's think about this expression. Well, we are sewing a border around 2 tablecloths that are rectangular, that are 9 feet by 6 feet. And they're talking about sewing on a border, 3 minutes for each 1 inch. Well, we're not talking about the inside part of the tablecloth. We're talking about the outside. So that would be the perimeter. So to get the perimeter, we need to add up our sides of the rectangle, right? Well, let me just draw a rectangle. So, well, if this, oops, that would be the 6. And this would be the 9. Well, if we're getting the perimeter, we need to add up all of those sides. Well, we have that by showing 9 plus 6 plus 9 plus 6. But now we said we had 2 tablecloths. So it's 2 times that. 2 times 9 plus 6 plus 9 plus 6. And after we do that, we need to figure out, it takes every 3 minutes. For every border, it takes 3 minutes. For every 1 inch, we get 3 minutes. But this is in feet. These 9, 6, 9, 6 were in feet. So to turn it into inches, we first have to multiply that answer by 12. And then when we get that, we're going to multiply that by 3. And that will tell us how many minutes it took us all together. So just to go over this expression again, we're finding the perimeter of a rectangle. And then we said there's 2 of those rectangles. After that, we know that those are in feet and we need it in inches. So we multiply by 12. And then to solve for the how many minutes it's going to take, we're going to multiply that by 3. So first we find out how many feet our perimeter's in. With both rectangles, we change it to inches, and then we find out how many minutes. So let me get rid of those highlights, and let's go ahead and start doing the math. Get rid of these numbers over here. All right, let me change color, and let's go ahead. Well, 9 plus 6 is 15. Oops, I'm still on my eraser. Let me just rewrite this expression a little condensed. Well, 9 plus 6 is 15. 15 plus 15 is 30. So it's going to be 2 times 30 times 12 times 3. Well, we're going to do this part first. So it becomes 60 times 12 times 3. Well, let's go ahead and just do 60 times 12. 0, 0, and then we're in the tens place. We have, whoops, I messed up on the first part. 0, 12, and then 1 times 0 is 0, 1 times 6 is 6. There we go. 720 is for just this part of the expression. And then we needed to multiply that by 3 to get the minutes. 0, 6, 21. So our answer is going to be 2,160, but we're talking about minutes. So now we need a statement, right? And it says how many minutes will it take, Francis? It will take Francis 2,160 minutes to complete her sewing project. Let me just move this up so it's a little easier for everyone to read. All right. And if we wanted to put that in hours, what would you do? Yeah, you divide that by 60 because there's 60 minutes in every hour. All right, great job. Again, if you want to take a challenge, go ahead and do question 6, A and B. Submit that picture as a second exit ticket submission, and I will check it out and give you some Classcraft XP and some math extra credit. Nice job, guys. You can move on to your exit ticket now. Thanks.